It's time for my tour of Doors Open Toronto. Got about 4 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, let's do it. So I'm headed over to the Mocha building. This is gonna be a museum or something. It was abandoned for a long time, so I was kind of excited to go in and see it. But it actually opens at noon, and one of the doors was just open and I walked in, and then I got kicked out by a security guy. And yeah, I was like, oh shit, didn't realize it opened at noon. And then I checked my GoPro and I realized I've forgotten my SD card at home. But luckily, you know, I'm close to where Matt lives, just riding through my old neighborhood. I think I woke him up or something, but you know, luckily he helped me out. So I got a SD card in there, and I turn it on, make sure it's all working. The LCD displays and it records, and I'm like, alright, cool. Now we got the GoPro going. But yeah, also went to the city archives. Turned out that was closed on Sunday. But for whatever reason, the GoPro didn't work. Like, I've been pressing it, like walking around with it, and it didn't record anything. Other than that first time that I tested it. So yeah, now I'm at the high pump station. And yeah, I briefly read one of the plaques. This was a water pumping and filtration plant for the York area. But eventually the water source or whatever disappeared. So now it's just connected to RC Harris, I'm pretty sure. And it pumps water up and supplies water to like the higher levels of Toronto. It's pretty cool. Just a bunch of pumps everywhere. Reminds me of video games. Yeah. I'm looking at this, and I look down in here and it's like, whoa, there's a whole other level of this building. And you're even allowed to go down into it. And it's really nice and cool down here. Like, yeah. Very enjoyable. Especially for how hot it was today. Like, very hot. Look at these giant pumps. I mean, pipes. Apparently they're all handmade, which is kind of crazy. Well, yeah. Here's some fast facts for you. You can pause and look at that. In the Toronto tap water process, and some sample water. Neat. Oh, and then here's a map of which areas get where they get their water from. And I guess I get the island water. The island water treatment plant. That's pretty neat. Yeah. Just one last look until I leave. So you missed some GoPro footage of me filling up a water bottle and riding over to the Evergreen Brickworks. Never been here before. Wasn't really sure what I was expecting. But I wasn't expecting like an open air market kind of thing. But yeah, it smells really nice here. This food court. I was like, ooh. If I was a little bit hungrier and didn't pack out sandwiches, maybe I would buy something. So yeah, I'm just looking for whatever the thing is that is normally not open that I'm checking out. Well, this is like a neat art thing. A map of Toronto with plants growing out of all the ravine spaces. So here it is. I'm like, alright, this gotta be it, right? And I guess this building used to be where the bricks were made. And I guess this is the one remaining brick line or pouring or whatever molding machine that they have. Pretty neat. They had a living wall. I want to make a living wall. They look nice. Here's like a little diorama of the entire space. I'm in the building with the green roof right now. It seemed like there was a fair amount of stuff going on around, but it's not very clear, like, is this a part of the doors open thing? Kinda seems like you can just walk wherever. But yeah, that's enough of that. Then there was a long bike ride. I was going up a hill and saw some neat worms. Caterpillars just climbing. They're kinda just everywhere too. Then the next stop is the Bridgepoint Active Healthcare Administration building. And I'm checking my GoPro again, seeing if it's recording. When I press the button, it does not turn on. I'm like, why isn't this on? I assume that, I don't know, somehow the battery has died? But how could it? Like, I charged it last night, and it's just not recording. I don't know what's going on. Here's a kid doing some dance. I saw him floss, but he didn't floss anymore. So I was like, I'm like, alright kid, you gonna floss? No, he's gonna do some ADD shit. Yeah. So here's the, okay, so this used to be a jail, which is kind of what makes this building interesting. Not that it's the administration building for like a hospital or whatever. And here I am in a jail cell. It's very tight, like maybe 2 shoulder widths across. Would they even get beds in here? Like, that's kind of nuts how tiny it is in there. Been in walk-in closets bigger. And then here's underneath of that main room in the segregation cell. You know, you can pause if you want to read the details about it. But the segregation cell, yeah, like on the plaque says, it is almost nicer than the regular ones if you don't care about light or air. And then on the second floor here, they had more cells, but also the gallows here. These people were talking forever, so that's all you get to see of that. I'm reaching through the bars here because it was taped off. And then up here you can see like a snake and a dragon as kind of like the decorative support things. That was cool. So yeah, they're like, spend half an hour here-ish, but I spent maybe 15 minutes. Because we got shit to see, folks. But yeah, cross over the Don Valley again, headed it towards Dundas Square. Because I'm going to go see the City TV building. And yeah, for whatever reason, my GoPro decided to turn on when I put it away and recorded 30 minutes of being inside my bag. So why didn't it record the stuff earlier? It doesn't make sense if it could work then. There's no way that it could have been like overheated or something, because I hadn't even used it until, I don't know, like what happened? What a shit timing for it to crap out. But anyways, this is the longest line that I had to wait for. And I'm about to get into the building now. I'm like, oh yeah, this line's got nothing. Now that there are like little groups in here, we ride the elevator up to the 5th floor, and then we're gonna walk down, kind of thing. And then pretty soon, the line comes to a halt. It was just a little break to come into this line. I see some people leaving whatever's at the end of this line. And I'm thinking, is it worth it? Like, could I just skip this part and go down to the 4th floor and then continue on the tour? Because whatever this bottleneck is, like, it's probably going to be very lightly packed. Like, not packed at all if I just skip to the 4th floor. I'm like, seems like it might just be so people can go in front of a green screen. And I kinda don't give a shit about a green screen. Like, I could set that up at home. Green screen's not really that big of a deal. But I'm already here, so I'm like, oh, I waited all this time, better see what it is. And yeah, it's just a fucking green screen, guys. Oh, jeez. So yeah, I was immediately like, alright, fuck this. Here's the 4th floor. And there's like nobody on it. They should have a guy telling you that there's just a green screen up ahead. And you could skip it if you want, cause damn, we could have all gone through if you just skipped that green screen thing. There was no reason for this to take an hour to get into it. I just want to see, like, I don't know, I just want to see some cool shit. I don't want to spend hours here. Here's a little kitchenette. That's cool, right? That's what it's like in here. Yeah. I just want to see what it's like in here. I wonder if that camera's actually good, you know? Like, whenever I see giant cameras like that, I don't know. Is it worth it, folks? Or are they just really old and still do a good enough job? Kinda think I skipped a floor by accident because one of the doors were closed, but whatever. I already spent enough time here, like too much time. It's kinda neat to see these sets, but it is also just furniture. I'm like, alright, let's get the frick out of here, cause I really want to see 3 more things. Here's the Toronto Dominion Towers. Towers? Yeah. So, we're gonna get to see the 54th floor, which has been preserved as how it was like originally decorated. There used to be a 55th floor that was open to the public, and this was before the CN Tower was built, so people would come up to enjoy the view here. And this building is the first of the large bank towers to be built downtown. Yeah, they talked a lot about the architect who designed this building. Now, everything is supposed to be pretty similar, like all the windows are the same size as the doors, and everything's like vertical and thinged. And then the CIBC guys, they also built a tower that was just a little bit taller. Then BMO built a tower that was even more a bit taller. And then I think there was like height restrictions, so the Scotiabank Tower is only bigger than the CIBC Tower, not the BMO Tower. So I think they just got lucky. Yep, something like that. And yeah, here's a giant boardroom table that had to be lifted in by a crane. Pretty big table. And it's ultra heavy. They can't move it. And when they change the carpets, they have to fit the carpets around the table. Alright, here's 433 Eastern Avenue. I want to say this was. Yeah, I rode around the wrong way, and then I think I'm trespassing, kind of, to get to where it actually is. There's like a little taped off area of where it is. But yeah, here I am in the correct spot now. Just gonna go lock up my bike, and then yeah, this is cool. You get to go inside of some of the vehicles. And they have stuff on display, like you can check out that engine. Here's a sticker. Giant pile of salt. Look at that. Glorious salt. And it wouldn't be Doors Open Toronto if I didn't pick up something off the ground and taste it. So here we go. I'm like, yeah. I like this salty flavor. And now that that kid's out of this thing, I'm gonna go in this thing. And yeah, this was probably one of the cooler driver's seat, pilot, cockpit, whatever you want to call it, to be in. What are these ball things called? Like a suicide ball thing, where you just imagine grabbing onto that and like whipping that wheel around. You got your turret controls here. You got your auto targeting computer, your vanity mirror. Yeah, this thing's decked out. You got a little radio even. Nice. And then this is the pothole patching vehicle. This one's pretty cool too. I mean, like, it's not as cool. Kinda started off with the best one. But it's nice to see, like, control panels or whatever, and all the buttons and stuff. In hindsight, I'm wondering about that little machine that's in the bottom right there. Like, I wonder what that thing is. And then this is the inside of a street cleaner, which I guess vacuums up stuff as well as sweeps it. And on the right hand side you can see a steering wheel, and there's also a second steering wheel on the left. So I imagine if you're cleaning up the curb, being on the right is probably easier. I don't know. Maybe it's just so they can just do whatever they feel is best. Or maybe, yeah, I just don't know. why they have two steering wheels. I assume you could drive with either one, right? Alright, there's not enough time to go inside of every vehicle, but I went into the ones that I thought looked neat. So now I'm headed towards the last stop. I'm just riding along the Martin Goodman Trail, taking me through the beach. It's looking pretty busy. There's also some guy, he's got that fighting kite guy. Some kids like ran underneath of it, and they got assaulted by a kite. But yeah, those ones that are just up there, that's nice. Alright, last Doors Open Toronto visit, the RC Harris water treatment plant. When I got here, there was a guy being like, they're gonna close the door soon. I was like, what? They're closing the door soon? It's only just like after 4. And I thought that 4:30 was gonna be when they stopped letting people in. But when I checked the site again, 3:30 is when they're supposed to stop letting people in. So now in hindsight, I'm like, wow, what nice guys that they kept it open for an extra like half-ish hour, a little bit more even, that I got to go in here and look around. So this is the filtration building. Looking at some of these controls, I saw some kids messing with them, and they asked a lady if it was okay to mess with them, And she's like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. And then I saw another guy messing with them, and then a security person was like, hey, don't mess with that. Like, what are you... Stop it. So who knows what's going on. So yeah, here's a little cutout of what it's like for the filtration. It's kind of nice that they don't have the entire hallway open, so you can get a cool background there. And then here's another cool background of a bunch of people. So yeah, Doors Open Toronto's pretty much over now. And I figure I'm here, I might as well go down and check out the other buildings. Who knows, maybe they'll let me in anyways. But yeah, they don't let anyone in. They're like, you guys can leave and I can film through this window. But you know what, we already saw a pumping station today, so it probably just looks like that, but with higher ceilings. And then here's a little sneak peek into this garage. Cool. Yeah. Feeling pretty good. Like I went to everywhere that I thought that I could go. It's a bit of a bummer that that museum or whatever was closed or opens later. And yeah, now I'm gonna get a burrito at Chino Loco. This is an Asian Mexican fusion burrito joint that my brother told me about like a year ago, maybe longer. And I just never come here because it's in the East End, right? So I got a boneless ribs burrito. And yeah, what makes their thing special is that they have chow mein noodles in it. And you can get the noodles in any of their burritos. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best burritos I've ever had. It's like, yeah. I don't get it. I don't get why people like Burrito Boy so much. Like, their wraps or whatever, they just like overcook them. It's like, so, I don't know. Whenever I go to a different burrito place, I'm like, wow, this is so much better than Burrito Place. Yeah. Oh, there's a dog I saw. It was barking at me. Well, it was barking at everything. In a dog-like manner. The street's closed. And I saw a bunch of other people walking through the intersection. So it's like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah. And I stopped briefly just to look at the Kensington Market Pedestrian Sunday, just so I could get a little shot of the huge crowd. What a shit show. If you don't like crowds, that is. Because damn, that was packed. I'm glad I didn't actually go in there. And then, yeah. Yesterday's episode's going up late because I turned off my computer when I left by accident. And I'm like, why is my GoPro not working? And then it is working, actually. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? But whatever. I'm tired.